Well, good day, folks. Welcome to another live chat here on YouTube. Generally, a lot of my live chats take place over on the other platforms, but I thought I'd give it a shot here on YouTube. We are at 3:03 a.m. here in Metro Vancouver time zone. It is early in the morning or late at night, depending on which side of the coin that you are working on. Once again, I'm James Cousineau at the ProPix TV studios. You can see behind me the green screen. Here, I've just finished today's episode of Perspectives for Sutlej TV and thought I would just go live for a bit and see how everyone's doing out there. By all means, throw up conversation topics on the board. In the chat, we can talk about any topics that you find relevant or interesting. Whether that's sports, politics, entertainment, you name it, we can talk about it. We can talk about the geopolitical atmosphere. We can talk about the tariffs that the U.S. continues to threaten against various countries, including the recent Trump announcement that he's looking at 100% tariffs against any country that's participating in the BRICS payment system. That is, of course, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and several others, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and others that are looking to use the BRICS payment system. And that, of course, is something that Trump does not want. Excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. And yeah, so that is, again, another announcement of tariffs at 100%. So it is going to impact the American consumers. With the vast amounts of goods that are imported from manufacturers in China, in India, in Bangladesh, and other parts of the world, it's a very dangerous, slippery slope to be talking about 100% tariffs that are in addition to other tariffs that he's promised, like the other 10% general tariff on China, the 25% tariffs in relation to Mexico and Canada. It seems to be that he is throwing tariffs in all directions to try and put pressure on political leaders to fall in line with his way of ruling the U.S. And I do say ruling, not leading, because I think that is more an accurate description of what we're going to see. Now, of course, the Trump camp is really upset that President Biden has given a presidential pardon to his son, Hunter. Hunter Biden, again, today was given a pardon by Joe Biden. I don't see the problem with that or why the Trump camp is so upset by that. After all, look at all of the pardons that have been given out by the Trump camp and are anticipated to be given out over the next 4 years when he gets back into office. So I just don't see the big issue. The Biden pardon is what it is, and I would expect a president to look after his family, especially on something that most people just don't even really care about right now. So yeah, that's what we're looking at there. In recent weeks, we have seen Prince Harry in Metro Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. He was here during the Canadian Football League's annual Grey Cup game, which is the final championship game of the season. And he was here because he is bringing the Invictus games to Vancouver and Whistler next year. So, of course, in promotion of that event, he was here. Excuse me. And a great way to do it was to get involved with the Canadian Football League, also known as the CFL, for him to step out in that arena. So it really gave a great exposure to the Invictus games coming next year. And that was pretty exciting. Also in sports, the Vancouver Canucks hockey team, the NHL team here in Vancouver, has a superstar who has just broken another record for the Canucks all-time franchise defense assist point leader. So he beat out Alex Edler, who previously held the most points for assists in the hockey club's history, and now that belongs to Quinn Hughes. So congratulations to Quinn Hughes. He also did it in over 500 less games than it took Edler to reach that milestone. So it shows the superstar abilities and his major hockey intelligence when it comes to his role on the ice. But also as captain of the team, he also brings with him a great leadership role in guiding the other players. Knowing how to guide them, knowing how to direct them, knowing when to give a push and when to give a pull. Those are important aspects of any team sport, and trying to keep your team motivated and moving forward, again, is something that Quinn Hughes excels at, but also in terms of his on-ice play. So congratulations to Quinn Hughes on reaching that huge milestone. As a local Vancouverite, I've been a fan of the Vancouver Canucks since around 1980. So not since their inception, but pretty darn close. Through the ups and the down seasons, as I've always been there. Excuse me, folks. Again, it's 3:09 a.m., so I apologize for the yawns. But yeah, so it's a great team. They are not only a major player when it comes to the sports franchises in the National Hockey League, but they're also a very endeared and important part of the community of Metro Vancouver, the province of British Columbia. They are very involved in many philanthropic activities, creating the Canucks Place Children's Hospice. They are major supporters of the Children and Women's Hospital of British Columbia. They are major supporters of so many different organizations and initiatives that it would take an hour just to go through them. But again, just the players and the team as a hockey club, the amazing leadership that they show within the community should never be overlooked. And that is a reason why the hockey fans are so passionate in Vancouver. It's because they love their team. They love their hockey club. They love the players here. And that is a big part of it, is because the players and the team ingratiate themselves so well into the community and take time to really be involved. So hats off to the Canucks and every player. Excuse me, both past and present, because the former Canucks players alumni are very involved in charitable activities as well, and community events. So it's not something that ends when they retire. They continue on that path, and great respect for that. It's something that you see in a lot of different markets. So again, you see that from a lot of sports teams really taking a leadership role in their community. But when you look at the corporate and celebrity giving, of course, we can't overlook Taylor Swift. The Eras Tour is coming to Vancouver December the 8th. I will be there to gather some thoughts and some enjoyment, some feedback from the Swifties who will be attending the concert on December the 8th in Vancouver, British Columbia. I will speak to people going into the concert and see what they are expecting, and to gauge the excitement levels. But also, as they come out of the venue, I will be there to talk to the Swifties about how they enjoyed the experience, talk to others who will be in attendance as they're coming out of the facility, and see if it lived up to all of the hype and expectation. Being the final stop on the Eras Tour, I expect that Taylor Swift will be emotional because it's the end of an amazing run of shows that she has traveled the world. And really, she has left a legacy in almost every city in which she's performed. She may be hitting record levels in terms of revenue generation and income off of this Eras Tour that will go down in music history, definitely. But I think that people should also recognize the important impact that she has shared and donated to the communities in which she's performed. You can take that a step further and even say how she's changed the lives of people that are working for her, including $100,000 bonuses to truck drivers that have worked on the tour. They have a often overlooked job when it comes to the fan appreciation of the events. They don't understand the mass amount of work it takes by the crew and the dedication that they have towards the tour to make it successful. So again, it was just amazing to see Taylor Swift showing that appreciation and recognizing the hard work that they put into the Eras Tour. So welcoming Taylor Swift to Vancouver will be a massive event. Once again, I will be there outside of the venue to get reactions from people attending and people as they're leaving afterwards. I expect that it will be an electric atmosphere down there. It will be excitement and anticipation beforehand. And I think that people leaving the show will be leaving just floating out on cloud nine. I think that I am not the biggest Swift fan in the world, but I definitely respect her as a businesswoman, as an entertainer, as an artist, and as a philanthropist. So there's a lot to be said for this young lady and her talents. And that's great. And I look forward to being there to experience that excitement as people attend the show. I didn't reach out in terms of my media credentials to get a press pass into the show. And it's obviously a little late now, but again, I will be outside the stadium to get the reaction of the fans. So yeah, that is something that is coming up quite rapidly here in Vancouver. So a lot of excitement going on. The show did do many, I believe it was 6 nights in Toronto, and they have been just a massive, massive success. And of course, where Swift goes, she brings a whole economy with her, whether it's tourism, hotel, restaurants, and bars. So again, it really brings a huge impact in an otherwise slower season of the year. When we look at other interesting information, we are, of course, seeing December the 1st rolled around, and it didn't go without notice that people were taking the weekend to go out and find their Christmas trees. And it seems like Christmas comes earlier every year, but I think that a part of that can be correlated to the emotional impact that the geopolitical world is creating, the economy, the huge inflation rates. People have been having a tough go of it. And I think that Christmas represents hope. I think that it represents happiness, joy, inclusion, togetherness. There's just so many things that Christmas represents to so many people of all faiths that the holiday season in itself inspires. And I think that's why we see people really clamoring towards bringing it sooner, is because they need that bit of hope. They need that positivity. They need that positive emotion. And so I think that, again, as I said, plays into us seeing an earlier introduction of trees and Christmas light displays and all of that. And of course, that doesn't go unnoticed by the retail world and the commercialization side of it. Now, of course, they know that people are trying to get to a positive place, and they take advantage of that through Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and leading up to the excitement of the holidays. But we also need to keep in mind that it's going to be a tough year for many, many people when it comes to Christmas this year. There are a lot of different factors playing into it, including inflation, reduced family budgets and household budgets, less expendable income. And so this is going to play into the factors in which dictate spending this year. And I do anticipate a large increase in consumer debt this Christmas when it comes to spending. There again, with the inflation and other impacts of the increased cost of living, people are going to be looking to their consumer credit to get through the holidays. But hopefully they do it with responsible and forward-looking ways, and really plan a budget and stick to it that is realistic and that can be manageable come January when the bills start to come in. So again, you've been watching James Cousineau live here on YouTube Studio, and I encourage you to join us again. We will definitely look at trying to bring more live episodes and more live events to YouTube as we do on TikTok and other platforms. And come January the 1st, and December 31st, it just may be a special live event. So keep posted. And in closing, if you are looking at ways to help others this holiday season, you can go over to the True Crime and Justice TV platform at truecrimeandjusticetv.com, and there is a link there where you can participate in Christmas giving and play a role as a Christmas angel this year to help others in more need, to help them get through this holiday season. Once again, this is James Cousineau in the Vancouver studios of ProPix TV. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and be good to each other.